Hi guys! Well, I might look a little funny this morning. I didn't realize it till I turned on my webcam here. I started tanning my face. I look really funny in this video. So, gosh, like I said, all of a sudden time started flying by and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do that. I totally I don't know. I space out when I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Just seemed so forever that I just thought I was, just permanently on hold. And I forgot that there's a lot to do. So anyway, yesterday I started tanning my face. I used this product that was recommended to me by one of my coaches, Sun Self-Tanning Lotion Ultra Dark, for our stage work. Now look at this huge thing. I bought this like 6 years ago because I thought after my first competition, during my first competition is when I bought this. It's like, oh, well, I'll be a model and photo shoots and no. So I have this whole bottle. The good news is it's still good. I've only used this much. So there you go. It works really good. You put it on. What I do is I put on a rubber glove on my hands so that my nails don't get stained. And I use a puff. And I just pump it on. And then I rub it on my face until spread it around until it rubs in. And it instantly darkens your skin. It's cool. And it's kind of moisturizing, and I think it darkens over time too. So what I did is I think I put one layer on yesterday. You can't put too many layers on all at once or else it build on top of each other. So I put one layer on yesterday. The problem was during my sleep last night, it irritated my eyes, or that was could have been my makeup I still had on, sort of. And then this morning I put on another layer. And then this afternoon I'm going to put on another layer. And before I go to sleep I'll put another layer. And probably in the morning. Well, maybe not in the morning. So I have a few layers to go because I'm bodybuilding. Tan is very, very, very dark. Like almost like really, really like black dark. Like dark. Because you're on stage and there's lights, and so everybody gets tanning very, very, very dark. So this is light so far. So I need to be darker. Now I've tried no product. I've tried spray tan on my face, and what I found was when I used this and then did my makeup, the makeup worked better. And it's very hard, since I'm not a makeup artist, it's very hard for me to know what to do in terms of makeup and how much to put on for a stage show. And then when you're dehydrated, when I'm dehydrated, it all just like sinks back into my skin, and I have to put layer upon layer upon layer of like blush. Blush goes, I put it on, it's all bright, and then it's gone. And then I have to put another layer, and it's gone. It just sinks. So it's really a challenge, which I enjoy. I enjoy that challenge, which is why I have a good time, partly. But anyway, which is why I started this channel, because I used makeup for my first show, and that's when I fell in love with makeup. I had never used makeup as an adult, really. So I fell in love with the whole makeup thing and got obsessed, because I'm that kind of person, obsessive. So anyway, I wasn't sure what was working, what was not working with terms of makeup for my shows, and I went to MAC, and it's early in the morning. I talked to my favorite MAC makeup artist person, Kat, and I said, I explained the problems I was having with all kinds of stuff, and she said, I said, well, it worked best when I put on the tanner and then the makeup. She goes, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She said, use the method that worked best. Just use that. And I'm like, oh. Instead of, her coming up with a makeup artist suggestion, which I thought she would, that was a good idea. So since that worked, best for me. That's what I keep doing. I just self tan, and then the day of the show I put makeup on over this, and it works. Well, we'll see this time. But I'm so dehydrated by that time that it's always a struggle. I look funny. So anyway, I started tanning. Let's see, I was going to go to posing practice with my coach, a special one-on-one. But what happened was, it's been really hit and miss with her this season, unfortunately. She's really great at what she does, but we've been kind of hit and miss. And I was going to meet at her new house, and I had no idea where that was. And I started driving. She wouldn't give me the directions before. They said, text me or call on the before you leave your house. We'll give you directions. And I'm like, what is that? Anyway, so that's what I did. I started calling like an hour before I left or something, and texting, and no response. So I'm like, well, I'm going to leave my house at 9, so someone get back to me with directions. So I'm driving. I'm like halfway there, and nothing. I call, no answer. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm like grumpy anyway and irritable anyway. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to drive all the way and just not know where I am and have to turn around and go home. And so I got about halfway there, and I got off the freeway, and I came back home. I said, screw it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we're going to meet up because I can't get a connection, so I'm going home. I'm going to take care of this myself. So, like I said before, I've done this before. I have a lot more confidence now. Gosh, I have a million things to learn. Oh my God, I am just a baby at this sport. I really am not very good at any part of this sport yet, but I can get around the stage now, I think. I hope. So, so I decided, I'll take care of it myself. I'll do my own posing practice. And then I thought, well, I'll stop by my gym and have this, personal trainer who's now a manager there. Maybe she can take pictures of me posing. So I stopped at the gym on the way there, but it was her day off. I'm like, that's interesting. My great plan. So I go home, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just practice myself. So I had face makeup on. I had looked at jewelry. I'd only put on my new suit once because it's really delicate and rhinestones keep popping off, so I didn't want to put it on too much. So anyway, I put it on again. And so I took out my jewelry, and I looked at what might go best, and fussed around and put on my shoes, my high heels, and I started posing practice a little bit and took some pictures. I sent pictures to my suit designer because we were talking about ways to adjust the suit so it looks better, and sent some pictures to my couple coaches and stuff. So I think that was fine, and it turns out I forgot, how much I have to do. So I also had time to pack up my show day suitcase, make sure I have everything together, start tanning my face, just a lot of running around, get my show day food together because today is, it's Peak Week Friday. Yay! Tomorrow is my competition. Wow. So, so this was yesterday. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start tanning today. I'm starting tanning at 3 o'clock. And you don't want to mess with washing dishes, getting water near you at all once you get a spray tan on. So I started preparing more stuff around the kitchen for that, so I'm not splashing water all over myself. And part of it was getting my show food together because I hadn't done that yet exactly. So I got my show food out, put it into measure containers and got all that stuff ready. So that's all ready to go. So that's cool. I'm glad I did because, you know, some of it is really messy. Like, so I have some grapefruit, some watermelon. Like, yeah, wouldn't want to do that with a spray tan. Bad enough with long fingernails. So got that all done. So I got a lot done. I was really happy about that. I must admit, my first pictures of myself all dressed up and made up and everything, I was really disappointed. You know, my butt. Remember I showed you those pictures of me in previous shows? Well, this time my butt does not look like that yet, and my legs do not look like that yet. I thin out from top all the way down. Like, it is a slow process, and my top is looking good. It's my bottom that isn't finished. My bottom's not finished, so I didn't really know how unfinished it looked until I got all dressed up and took pictures. So I was kind of ready to turn in the towel, like, you know what, I am not ready for this show yet, it's embarrassing. But then I was like, you know what, screw it, this is the plan, and I don't want to wait another 6 months to get on stage, and that's why I'm doing this, just so I don't have to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. So I almost did throw in the towel, though. I was like, you know what, I don't want to embarrass myself. So my butt and my legs are going to be big and jiggly, and I'm not happy about that, but oh fucking well. Oh fucking well. It's not really the conditioning that the sport wants or requires or recommends, but like I said, I'm just celebrating my process. So I hope by tomorrow things tighten up a bit. I don't know if they will. They may not. I was kind of thinking I was a little tighter. I don't know what's happened. I don't know. Every day my body is doing something different. It tightens up, it loosens, it bloatens. Yes, last night I was all bloated. I'm like, oh my God. So hopefully today I am not. The goal is Saturday morning, I'm lean as a bean. That's all that counts. That is all that counts. I don't know. So, you know what? It's going to be very interesting. I just watched an interview with a little show on YouTube. They were interviewing one of the winners after their bikini win, and she's like, I just got on stage and just said, what the hell, I'm going to strut my stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up there and go, what the hell, strut my stuff, give it all I got. And so I was practicing posing, and I looked like shit. My posing was crap, but I kept going, and then I caught myself a look in the mirror as I was posing, and it's like, oh, well, that was a good one, you know, and then that was a good one, and, you know, that was a good one. Okay, there we go. Okay, we'll see. It's good to take pictures of myself when I'm posing. Usually somebody else should do it, but because then I can look and see, where are my arms, where are my hands, where is my body, you know, is it in the wrong place? And yes, they were all in the wrong place, so I had to fix that. So anyway, that was good, that was productive, that was enlightening, and done. So of course, I went to bed early, and of course, I woke up early. So, so I've been sewing a lot. I've been hemming a lot, which is really nice. It's really therapeutic for me. I love to hem. So I've been doing that. I finished all my hemming this morning, though. I've also made a little adjustment on my suit. I added a little notched, because it was a little loose, so I'm proud of that. Just wish me luck, you guys. I hope it's not too embarrassing. But you know what's funny is I have a lot of muscle up here. Like, I look at my picture and I have all this muscle right here. I'm like, well, you're muscly. You belong on that stage. It's in the spring. You know, I was almost thinking, this isn't making any sense, I'm sorry, but I was almost thinking of, screw it, forget it. My whole goal was to get in shape. I did it. Let's call it good. And but we're gonna keep going. But anyway, and then I was like, I don't think I want to do any more competitions. This kind of sucks, and what's the point? And I'm like kind of hopeless that I'll get back into really great shape. Because man, I have been working my butt off. I have trained so hard. I've dieted hard. I've did triathlons. Races. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous to have this amount of layer of fat still on my butt and my legs after all that. I can't believe it. It's just ridiculous. But I'm older. I fucked up my body, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. Anyway, these pictures make me excited about continuing doing my thing, getting leaner just because I'm doing my thing with training and everything and dieting and staying on track. And I'll get naturally leaner in the next 6 months. And by spring, my butt and my legs will look good. And now I'm thinking, I want to see that. I do. I want to see that. I want to see my butt, my legs looking really lean, really muscly, really awesome, really shredded and fantastic in my next suit. Won't that be great? Because right now it's just not. Okay, this is pretty long. I'm sure I have a lot more to talk about. So I got my suitcase together, I got my food together, I got things organized a little more, I got my hemming done, I got my face started, all tan, and then we come home and then go back and register, and that'll be so exciting. And then I'll come home and I'll sleep or not sleep, and I'll wake up and I'll start getting ready, putting on makeup and all that fun stuff, do my hair. It'll be very exciting. So the other thing I did yesterday, it was pouring in the morning. It was pouring. It was downpour. Poor little Muffin. We went on a little potty walk in the morning and it started just drenching pouring. Little Muffin looked up at me like, I don't want to go out anymore in this. We started walking. He was like, oh, flat. His little ears were flat. His tail was flat. He looked at me like, do we really have to do this? I'm like, yes, we have to go potty. So we went potty walking, and then that inspired me to dig out my rain gear. Man, I dug out an umbrella, which I never wear, but I have. I dug that out. I dug out rain pants. I dug out raincoats. I dug out boots to wear, because if it's raining, it's going to be raining. And if I got a tan, I got to cover it up so it doesn't get all ruined trying to go back and forth from here to the show, here to the show, here to the show. So I felt great about that. I got raincoats, I got rain pants, I got layers of sweats to wear. I got ideas about what I want to wear to try to get everything. I put towels in the car so I'm not dripping on myself. One time I went to a show. I was in a show, I think in the spring, and it was raining, and we get in, and you have a competitors meeting first, and people are brushing up against each other, and we were wet, and somebody brushed up against me all in their wet clothes, and here I am with my tan. I was so mad. I was furious. I'm like, my tan. So I'm bringing towels, and I'm going to towel off before I go in my car, when I'm in my car, before I leave my car, if I need to. I'm sure they have covered parking there, so I'm doing what it takes, man. I'm doing what it takes. It's going to be good. It's going to be a learning experience. Every little part of this is learning for next time. And I think what's interesting, too, is to see how my body responds. And it's good information for my nutritionist trainer person. He's the one that needs to know all that. He needs to know what works, what doesn't, what food does what method does this, what method does that, what training does this for me. So that next shows, he'll know what works and what doesn't work. So worse comes to worse, we're learning as we go. There you have it. So I was laying in bed and I was like, oh, I had nared, but I hadn't shaved. I was going to do that like later, and I realized, oh my God, I'm getting a tan. I can't have extra weird things, lotions and stuff being on myself before that. So I got up in the middle of the night and shaved my legs. So I did that, check. And then I'm like, oh, my stomach is kind of bound up. You need to make sure everything is cleared out of your system before the show so you look lean and mean as possible. And so I'm making coffee. That was the sound you heard. Making a pot of coffee to help clean me out, make sure I have all my bowel movements correctly and everything so that I'm not all bound up and my tummy isn't all extended the day of the show. So I got my coffee made so that I have that. I'm going to drink that. I'm going to drink that tomorrow. Hopefully clear me out so I'm lean and all that jazz. So this is really long already. So Peak Week Friday. It's early in the morning. I'm the only one up in the whole world, I know, but wanted to make a video, and thank you for watching, thank you for following, thank you for commenting, thank you for yaying, thank you for supporting me, thank you for your wonderful comments. It really helps. And I will talk to you later. If not, maybe after my tan or tomorrow. We'll see, but you'll see. Okay,